Happy evening all. This is Dr. Ashwin Sangamesh Swami. Thank you, Hari, for this wonderful introduction. Ashwin has a win in it, but seen lot of fails in life. Fail is a very beautiful word which has falls in life, which always has falls in life. But this asked me a lot of question. Why do I always fail? And where do I fail? I failed as a child. I failed as a student. I failed as a doctor. Shocking. I'm Dr. Ashwin Sangamesh Swami, again to remind you all. I'm standing in front of you to talk about a journey of a doctor to a medupreneur, also an edupreneur. Finally, he is called himself as an edudoc. Life actually is eccentric with this central triangle which the universe rolls and revolves around. I would like to talk about the first triangle, which has 3 F's in it. Fortunately, it's a Friday today. I'm talking about 3 F's. The first is female. The second is fetus. The third is freedom. What is the link between female, fetus, and freedom? This female and fetus wants freedom from what? From the latest stress era. The very typical word nowadays what we use is stress. So this female and fetus want stress from what? My interesting topic of the day today is, what does mom tweet? Every mom commonly tweets 3 things. Again, a triangle. The one important thing is, how do I take care about the health of my baby? The second thing, how do I take care of the development of my baby? And the third thing, how do I take care of the educational journey of my baby? So I would like to share with you a small story before I go inside this triangle topic. There was a very famous friend of mine who is a cardiologist and his wife is a radiologist. I met them around 2 years later after the post-COVID pandemic, and I was really very shocked to see their 2 children accompanying them during an evening walk in our colony area. The one little one, the 3-year-old daughter of him, was very scared of me. She well knows me, and she was a very good friend of me when she was 1 year old. But suddenly when she saw me, she just went and hid herself behind her dad, and she did not develop any eye contact to me. I was really shocked. The second one, the son, who was around 6 to 7 years old, he was randomly driving his bicycle very fast in the colony, like whatever comes in front of him, he never minds about. Very fast. I already know these 2 kids before pandemic. They were very interactive. They were very normal, but shockingly, they gave me a very vague presentation after 2 years of pandemic. I think pandemic has changed a lot of our lives, yes? So it was a very drastic shift. And this fail, what I told you as a child, I was not a proper child for my parents. The fail, which I told you about a student, I was not a proper student at all, because in the journey of 1st standard to 12th standard, I have swapped around 10 schools. Maybe they were not able to handle me there. The third fail as a doctor, I'm not practicing as a hardcore doctor now. So this 3 triangle F's, which I was tell you, the female, the fetus, the freedom, they wanted, and I wanted to give them the best answer possible here with a renowned medical practice where I was almost seeing 40 to 50 cases per day. maybe even 60 or 70 on a weekend. But when I came back home and just thought about, were I be able to give justification for all those 40 patients, providing them a very good health care and a very good health opinion? No. It was actually a no. And I questioned myself, okay, fine, how much cases would you see a day and what is the time required for you, where you can give everyone a quality care? Then I thought with an answer, the system is not proper. And there was no one ready outside to take a change for creating or altering this particular system. Therein, I more focused on few aspects for the fetus and the female. The first thing is, when do we need to give them a care, is when the female carries the fetus, so she is called mother. There, we started womb designing, womb education, and womb nutrition, which balancedly took care of the mental and physical quotient. Now again, I'll tell you again, why a doctor into education, why a doctor into two different domains, is because here never this era is going to revolve only with medicine. It has to be equally balanced on physiological and psychological aspects to give them a holistic care. So there, we concentrate on the womb first education and start educating the mother and educating the womb with proper nutrition, proper psychological state to develop for the next 9 months. Then once the baby is born, we start the regular checkups and routine for them by giving them all this proper growth chart, diet chart, and monitoring their regular growth pattern with the digital technology. Again, why this digital technology? I don't have my files. I think most of you don't have your pediatric files with you, because the manual system, whatever we had, we intend to lose it, or it is very hard for us to pull all together, where we need to use technology here in making this a digital form. Finally, having everything into digital form, even in later stages, we can go back and know about our health condition through this digital form. Then comes a very important quotient, lactation and nutrition. For a child from 0 to 6 months, it's purely lactation. The lactation is not going to work without psychological component. So we need to create a strong psychological component for the female who is going to lactate and feed the baby by creating them a very good ambience, creating them a very good mood factor to give a proper nutritional diet to the baby. Next comes to the elder babies as nutrition. So a balanced diet proportionate has to be followed from 0 to 16 years. Therein they follow it on their own in a very stipulated pattern, giving them a balanced diet. Then we come into two important factors, is sleep and safety. So why is sleep very important and how does sleep goes? A very newborn baby sleeps for a lot of time. Slowly when we start growing, our sleep cycle reduces, and finally when we are adults, we require minimum of 8 hours of sleep a day. So that develops and that also stimulates our body and mind in a very quotiented level. Next, coming to the safety is nothing but the regular checkups, where I wanted to change the evolutionary method of going to a doctor for what? Usually we go to a doctor for a health issue. So if we have some problem, we go to a doctor. But never we have thought about going to a doctor and asking him, how can I be more healthy? Instead we go to Googles and Instagrams and ask people, how do I more be healthy? But here the quotient is very important. Your doctor will be the right person to tell you how you can be more healthy. So we again practice preventive pediatrics here. So in a very conceptual way, and we cut down the fear of the child. The first thing the child is not ready to come to a hospital is the vaccination fear. Any child had a vaccination in the pediatric clinic will not be ready to come inside the clinic again because of the vaccination fear. So we again reduce this by giving an ambientic play therapy for them, mesmerizing them and giving them fearless, painless vaccines. So through this integrated way, we can make their pediatrical visits and gynecological visits very fun-filled one and pull out the fear factor. And why again I will tell you about this 10 patients a day. We can make justice to all these 10 patients a day And I can give you another promise, we can reduce the next clinic visit of the patient if I give them the equal quotient for their mind and body. So here, more than treating them with drugs, it is to treat them with their psychological component. To give them a lot of counseling and say, okay, you're fine. Stop Googling now and listen to me for some time. So we'll be able to give them a holistic idea of why did they come in and what did they get from here and leave. So this is what modern pediatric practices has to do, and we all forget a very important quotient, which is family doctor concept. Do any one of us have a family doctor here? No. But our parents had family doctors. Our grandparents had family doctors. This latest era, anyone can walk just inside a clinic, get an appointment to a super specialist. For an abdominal pain, go to a gastro. For a small muscular pain, maybe a cardiac pain, we do not know that, but maybe a muscular pain, we go to a cardiologist. But this family pediatric practice is what I again wanted to bring into practice. So these family pediatricians will be knowing the complete data of the child, again in tap of one app. Even the parents will be knowing the complete data of the child for the entire journey of 0 to 16 years. So this is modern pediatric practice, which I wanted to connect female, fetus, and give them freedom from their level of stress with a panel of pediatricians. The second triangle, where I label myself as an edupreneur. Again, I was thrown with lot of questions. Lot of questions. Why a doctor into education? There is so much of curriculums outside. There is so much of educationalists outside. What does a doctor know about curriculums? What does a doctor know about education? But today, the need of the hour, I would like to continue the particular story of those two children. I think you did not forget about it. Those two children who I saw created a change in me. The one who was not able to create an eye contact with me, the child was a hypoactive child, a very sedimented hypoactive child. In this 2 years of pandemic, did not face any social well-being other than their parents, and the child was not comfortable to open up, was not ready to face the society. The one more child who was hyperactive, the father told me the answer why he let him just to ride the cycle so fast, so that if he drenches out all the energy, he'll finally let everyone sleep at home. Otherwise, he's going to destroy everyone, every material in the house, going to pull up everything and not let anyone sleep. So father let him to just drench out his energy by riding the cycle. But these two quotients to be again taught very clearly that the children nowadays are not classified into good learners or into bright children or into dull children. No. Nowadays we have only 3 quotients to divide these children. 1, hyperactive, 2, hypoactive, and the third is active. Only 3 groups. This is the energy quotient where we channelize every child. There is so much of school people here. We know nowadays we see lot of patients, lot of parents coming and complaining that children are hyperactive. Even in classrooms we see children are hyperactive. There is autism children. There are ADHD children. Comparing to the last 10 years, now these are increased lot because of the latest era misused. So here, like how I told you, the digital importance for medicine, the detox of digital importance for education is needed because every classroom has a digital screen and majority runs through a digital molecular here. So in this digital detox, I'm going to talk about this important triangle, which is an inverted triangle, where equal importance to be given for a teacher, a parent, and a child. So without connecting these 3 dots, education is not possible for a child in the age of 3 to 6. Why am I coming for the age of 3 to 6? I would like to remind you all with a very important proverb. Early 6 years of your life determines next 60. So there is the same proverb in Tamil, ஐந்தில் விளையாதது ஐம்பதில் விளையாது. So what does this mean? So our brain development starts inside the female when the fetus is 3 months old. The brain development is very rapid inside the womb. When the child is born, almost it's 20 to 25% completed. There is no more chance in altering it. And when the baby is 0 to 3 years old, 85% of the brain development is over. And the important quotient lies with only parents and the society where the child grows. Please, at the particular zone, no parent can go ask a teacher, why is my child like this? Finally, when we come and put the children to a kindergarten network in 3 to 6 years, our teachers play a very important role along with parents to shape the future of the child, and you not graduate the child from UKG to first standard here. You graduate the child from UKG to future. Therein you strongly form a foundation in education of the child. How? By the rote method. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. Come on children, repeat. A for apple, B for ball, C for cat. No. It is A for apple. It is B for big apple, C for chin apple, E for indoor apple, F for full apple. It is not what the child should know is A for. It is just the sound A. The child has to know and identify the letter A. So this can be done only through a hands-on, practical-based methodology where this particular brain of 3 to 6 doesn't like to sit in a class and listen to a lecture of 30 children to a teacher. No, this doesn't work. These children will never come and accustom themselves immediately to a system away from their home. They like to play a lot. These children like story narratives. These children like to see more videos and engage them with interactive play. And they more everything like to activate their sensory system by exploring touch and feel. So there should be a curriculum supporting this touch and feel activity methodologies, wherein India's first ever curriculum is created by a panel of doctors. And we bring in beautiful narratives and telling them every lesson pattern in stories and making them accustomed to the system through a pediatrically formulated holistic 360-degree curriculum. So here I would like to connect both the triangles to form a star. Every mother out here, let me ask you a question. Do you all want your child to be a winner or a winning star? Obviously the answer is a winning star. So if you want your child to be a winning star, now it is the right time from 0 to 6 years, even from womb, to give them a balanced psychological and medical component into the field of medicine and education, a balanced star, where you connect all this parent, fetus, child, female, teacher, to give the freedom of stress in the latest generation parents. We will be able to create future stars. So here, the brain development of the child is very fragile. The child's mind is like a mirror. Whatever happens there in the house, whatever the child sees in the house, if the child sees a lot of time father, he replicates the father. The child sees the sibling, the child replicates the sibling. So this mirroring has to be given a strong component with the support of the parent and the support of the teacher throughout this journey. So determining and making their 0 to 6 years very strong with balanced quotient of education and medicine, we can create holistic stars. Thank you for this wonderful opportunity on this Friday and making it fortune. Thank you.